track. We're gonna go do some racing in Bradenton today. Got everything running good. Let's see. We're tip top, we're ready to go. Fresh oil, fresh coolant. Leaks. Got all my stuff packed up. We got all the tools. We got our Buck Elastic Lucky Signature. We're ready to rock, dude. Let's do it. All right, so there we go. I'm on the first leg of the trip. Hopefully you can hear me over the fuel pump. It's about 90 miles from my house to Bradenton. We've been about 20 miles so far. I say we like there's somebody with me. It's just me. I'm going down there for a test and tune. They do this thing called Street Heat. It's presented by Florida Street Scene. There's test and tune drag racing, roll racing. There's a car show. And the track is just good vibes. So we're gonna go check it out. I just got done, I guess you could say rebuilding this car. There was a different motor transmission in it. I'll get into that when we get to the track, but for now, let's get to it. Typical Florida, dude. 1 minute you're cruising, next minute you're chilling in traffic. Going deaf from the sound of your fuel pump. You know, casual Florida things. Wow, the tropical Florida weather. I had to throw the sweatshirt on. It was getting pretty chilly. So, just got gas, almost at the track. Didn't really film a whole lot. I was hoping to run into things on the highway, but for whatever reason, like I-75 is probably one of the busiest stretches besides I-4. And you would think that a lot of people are coming down here for an event like this, but you don't really run into much except for stuff like this. See stuff like this a lot. Not even so much on trailers. You'll just see, you know, big radial tires on anything down here nowadays. Cruising. So, let's get to the track. Right as I say that, I run into this thing. This thing is sick. Hell yeah. Finally, we made it. Sun's going down. Oh, there's some trailers. There's some cars. Oh, Pete the Viper. Dang. And the oops, sorry about the fingers. Trying to film on my iPhone. This kind of sucks. Keep that Freedom Factory helmet though. Yeah, that's sick. These events are always so much fun. It's just nice because there's not a whole lot of ego out here. Like, most of the time, you know, rightfully so though, a lot of these guys that are running 7-8 second cars, there's a lot of ego involved. So it kind of makes events like this suck when those guys come out because they're competitive even when we're just trying to have fun. So for events like this where everybody's literally just trying to have fun, there's some real shit boxes out here. There's some 20-second cars. You know, nobody really cares, man. This is all just about making a pass, going down the track, seeing what other kind of rigs are out here. You know, it's a good time. So, I'm gonna grab my tech card, pay my dues, and we'll see what's up. All right, so obviously I don't fit in at all. I'm in the lanes right now, trying to get the last minute nerves worked out. It's the weirdest thing, like, you know, every time you come to an event like this, I'm sure it could be anything. It could be going to the gym, skateboarding, BMXing, anything. There's that initial like couple of, I don't know, minutes or seconds or whatever where you're just nervous. You're trying to work out that anxious feeling. So being the only 4-cylinder around, let alone a Subaru and a line of V8s, is kind of intimidating. But here we go. We're gonna see what happens. I'm just here to have fun, see what I can do versus last time. So when this car had the built motor, it had a built 2.5 liter with 2.0 heads, FP black. It was on one ethanol R, which is a mix of E85 and 116 or 115 race gas or whatever. And the car was on 28 PSI with a 6-speed then. I was trapping 122 to 124. So we're gonna see what it does today with a 2 liter. It's just a drop-in 2 liter, 444 short gear 5-speed, OEM twin scroll setup from version 8. STI, which is a 2-liter as well. And that's really it. Pump gas, nothing fancy. So I'm just here to see what it'll do. All right, helmet's on. Hopefully you can hear me. GoPro's rolling. We're gonna see what we can do first round of roll racing. And then after this, we're gonna do some drag racing just to see what we can do with the 60-foot on a 5-speed. I'm not gonna go too crazy because I gotta drive an hour and a half home. But regardless, I'm just here to see what happens. So here goes nothing. All right, we're in line. Helmet's on.
You're on.
There's the tower. There's the start. Just waiting to see what we're matched up with. It's either this Camaro or that Challenger. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Just told me I'm running solo, so this ought to be interesting. And my oil pressure sensor shit the bed, so we're fucked. All right, so I just got back from the first pass, which hopefully the GoPro footage came out pretty nice. So just to compare, all right, so originally I was doing 120 to like 124 miles an hour on the other setup, and we're still trapping 107 on this setup. And I left late in second gear and I let fourth gear run all the way out. So we're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna go one more time and then we'll do some drag racing and see what I can get for a slip with that. All right, you guys already know, we made a couple passes, ran into some issues. My oil cap is missing, but for a Saturday night, this beats the hell out of being up, you know, like up north. A lot of you Connecticut guys watching this right now, a lot of you guys know up north would be on the Berlin Turnpike, which is fine, you know, but there's not GTRs and 1,000 horsepower cars every which way you look up there. There are some shit boxes down here though. I'm just kidding. Dang. So, drag racing coming up. See what happens. So sorry the quality's kind of bunk, but I guess roll racing's over. I got 2 passes in on roll racing. First pass was 107, second pass was 108 miles an hour. I just got done the first round of drag racing. I'll show this after, but I trapped 108, okay? So the car with the built motor was trapping 120, between 120, 124 consistently. No two ways about it, very, very consistent. So to be where the car is now with this motor and this transmission, that pass, the drag pass, let's see. So, I don't know if you can see this. I'm such an asshole. Okay. I was in the right lane. I'll have to flip the camera around. Anyway, my time was trash. My reaction time was trash. 60 foot was 2.8, trash. It was just trash all around. But then again, like, dude, I'm just doing this for fun. You know, I'm not here to beat anybody. I'm here to prove to myself that I could put a car together in my back patio. I could drive that car now 1,800 miles. I drove it an hour and a half here. I raced 3 times and I'm about to make a 4th pass, and I think it's gonna rain, so I don't know how many more I'm gonna get. But anyway, if I drive home after this, I can give a shit what the car does as far as time. I'm just stoked that it works. It gets me here, it gets me home, and it's a lot of fun. So gonna get ready to make a pass here. The stage lane is kind of moving. Things are going kind of slow, but that's all right. It's all part of the fun. Just to go down the track, dude, if you've never done it before. I don't give a shit if you're in a minivan, a pickup truck, a school bus. It doesn't matter. Like, it's just so much fun, especially if you've never done it before. So anyway, I'm gonna stop talking. We'll get up to the line and see what happens. Yeah, finally something on the highway, dude. That's cool. I'll take it. Good morning. As I bounce off the wall, it's the next day. I didn't film too much last night after we left the track. It was pretty crappy outside. It was just rainy and doomy and gloomy. I was exhausted. Car did really well. Let's see. I brought some slips, so I'm gonna go through the old ones. Let me see here. Okay, those are old. These are from last night. Okay, so let's go over this. So this is what I did yesterday, these three right here. These are my two best passes roll racing with the car with the built motor setup that's no longer in it. 123 miles an hour was the high side, 121 was the low side, very consistently. So roll racing yesterday, the best that I did was 108, which that slip I can't find. But you can see mile an hour wise, the car really wasn't lagging behind until, oop, there goes that. So about mid-track, you could notice, or I could notice rather, that the car was significantly slower than it was before. What I mean by that is about 10 miles an hour slower than it was before. To just have a 2-liter in this car, very basic, simple setup, short gears, nothing fancy, VF turbo. To have all that and still, the best pass I got, I think on that slip, was a 14.3 at 108 miles an hour drag racing, and there was no time, but 108 miles per hour roll racing as well. Car's consistent. I drove it there, drove it all the way back. That's really all I could ask for, so I'm super stoked about that. I just threw the slips in there, but it's like a bomb went off in here. Ugh, I gotta clean this thing out so bad. But no casualties to report from last night either. The only issue that I had that I still am really weary about, I know it's my fault because I changed the oil yesterday. I lost my oil cap, dude. It's like I left the driveway, I drove all the way down to the track, oil cap, I drove all the way down to the track. I made a pass roll racing right after I got teched in, didn't even pop the hood until after I got back to let the car cool down and noticed the cap was gone. So I was like, okay, great. I guess we're just gonna stuff a rag in there and zip tie the rag on to at least, you know, keep stuff from getting in there. It doesn't need to be in there since nothing's really coming out. But anyway, that was it, man. Other than that, no issues to report. Everything's good. Don't mind my firewall block off rags. It gets very hot and or cold in there depending on the outside temp. So just trying to keep engine bay heat out of the cabin on the hot days and the really cold air out on the cold days. But aside from that, now we're pretty good. I'm stoked. Car went 225 miles round trip. It was an hour and a half there, hour and a half back. No issues on the drive there or back. I don't know if you can tell, I don't have windshield wipers. And there was rain on the way home last night, so before I left the track, I Rain-X'd the hell out of the windshield. And not that you can see it or anything, but that made a world of difference. So I'm gonna clean this thing out, clean it up today. Try and find my oil cap or a oil cap or something to put on there and go from there. So thank you guys if you've made it this far. Thank you for watching. Thank you for rocking. Thank you for being part of the adventure. These cars, man, if you happen to like these cars, these GC cars, please check out my Instagram. It's called GC Chassis. It's all about these cars from all over the world, different type of builds. Everything you could ever imagine is on that page. And my personal Instagram is the same as my YouTube. I'll throw that in the description as well. And I'm just going to see where this takes us, man. Just have fun making some videos, try and do some stuff with this car this year, and just enjoy it. It's been over the last couple months, it's been a hell of a build. You know, I went from a built motor 6-speed car to now a stock 2-liter 444 5-speed car. So in the back roads, it's fun. On the track, it's fun. Just driving is fun. So thank you guys again for watching, and hopefully catch you on the next one. Peace.